Hello, welcome to my channel, WingSpiritualClarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a reading for the collective. Welcome, collective. It's my dog trying to make himself a comfortable seat for the reading. It's like a cat getting his space ready. So maybe that's a good idea, taking a couple breaths and really landing here in the reading. Maybe taking the biggest breath that you've taken all day, filling up all four corners of your torso, really landing right here, right now, being here, being present, letting go of anything that's bothering you. Nice. All right. So, this is a reading for the collective. I'm not tuning into one person's energies. I'm tuning into general energy. If you would like a reading where I tune into your specific energies, you are welcome to sign up. Excuse me. Sign up for a reading where I tune into your specific energies. If you would like that type of reading, looking at your specific energies, the link to schedule your appointment is in the description box below. So, since this is a general reading, take what resonates and leave the rest. Don't try to make anything fit. So, collective, in the past, you were in the energy of flow. Feels like something happened where you had to really tune into your emotions, tune into that heart space. You used your intuition to guide you. Looks like it was around a situation where you put a lot of energy in and nothing was coming out. You kept waiting for something to happen, to reap the benefits of what you put into a situation, and there never was a harvest. So it's like all this effort and time, and it's like you waited around for something to come from that situation, from that person, and nothing did. And it looks like you were completely exhausted, waiting for the reciprocity, waiting for whatever it is you put all this energy into, and it never produced fruit. You never got anything back from it other than exhaustion, feeling overwhelmed. It feels like it really depleted your confidence when you put that much effort into someone or something and get nothing back out of it. So in present time, you're in the energy of Five of Swords, win or lose. Five of Swords is someone who, it's a real ego card for me, someone who likes winning at any cost, someone who lives for the kill, lives for punishing others, lives for winning. It carries for me like a real bully energy. I don't get the feeling like a Five of Swords person, someone in Five of Swords wants like a fair fight. This is someone who's more cowardly, someone who goes after people who they know they can defeat. Maybe someone who's down on their luck, maybe someone who's weaker than they are. Bullies don't go after people who are on equal footing or who they feel are stronger than they are. They go after weak people to kind of put a salve on their insecurities, because they really at the heart are very insecure and weak themselves. I get the feeling that collective right now, you are letting go of this energy, and whoever is showing up in Five of Swords energy feels like you've had kind of an enlightened perspective that you could stay in this energy or you could leave it. Feels like you might have been in this energy, maybe even growing up. We haven't gotten to family patterns yet, but it does feel like I'm getting a family pattern of people who attack weakness. Maybe even in the family you grew up with, their bully energy. Maybe at some point, you can even remember when you were in it, and you might have been the lowest person on the totem pole or pretty low in the family structure. And so looks like you're creating a new perspective, a new way of seeing things, not wanting to be in this bully energy. Maybe you were the lowest person on your totem pole in your family, and you might have bullied some people on the playground as a child, or somehow when someone showed weakness, this was your opportunity. So maybe this has been something kind of low key, what you've been doing your whole life to try to feel empowered, because coming from a family where power was bullying others, making others feel unempowered, so you feel better about yourself. By bullying, you get like a quick fix of I feel powerful. But with that karma, you continually stay in the energy of bullying. It looks like you're ready to move away from this type of behavior. It looks like somehow someone bullied you, someone maybe that you didn't expect to be bullied by. Maybe you're seeing that nobody wins in this type of situation, that it's temporary, that people who engage in this type of activity are really at the core very insecure. So it looks like you're moving on. Like after the Five of Swords, you're in Six of Swords. You're like, I'm moving and I'm leaving this behind me. Your family pattern right now that we're looking at is Nine of Swords. Boy, there's a lot of swords here so far. Family pattern is anxiety, darkest fears. Darkest fears coming out at night. Darkest fears Hmm. I'm getting there's a family pattern of lying, a family pattern of using lies. Um, feels like lying to yourself. Oh, yeah. Okay. It looks like there's a family pattern of just acting very impulsively without regard for consequences. So people who are acting from a place of fear, from insecurity, make really poor choices because it's really hard to, when you're acting from fear and in a fearful position, it's hard to see things from a higher point of view, to gauge, down the road, how will this impact me? Instead, I'm getting that a lot of times people, ooh, I'm also getting that a family pattern is it feels like a family full of egos, a family afraid of being truly vulnerable, truthful, did not happen. It was about bolstering egos. So a lot of very insecure people with big egos, and that there were just so many lies that you had to tell to be in that family. It feels like the family dynamic is very much PR, public relations, everybody trying to get their story out, their perspective, their aspect of the truth of what happened. It feels like everybody's really out for themselves, and it creates this very unstable family unit where you really can't trust the people you are closest to. Feels like families that work on power dynamics and egos and insecurities and lies. I'm also getting that in this, that another family pattern that's kind of part of this dynamic is having favorites, having people that who are more on your side. Maybe you jive with them more and you give and give and give to that person. Like there's the golden child and then there's the black sheep. And so maybe you experienced a little bit of both. Maybe at some point someone treated you like a golden child. But I'm getting for most of you do know what it feels like to watch someone, a parent, grandparents, everybody in the family get like so in love with someone in the family, maybe a couple people who could do no wrong, and and you couldn't do right. So there's this inability. So no matter what the golden child did, it could be, like, oh, that's fine, or oh, the golden child hit you. Well, what did you do to deserve that? I mean, you couldn't win in that scenario. I am getting from the golden child's point of view, there's this the golden child could not do wrong. Someone's always bolstering their ego, and they creates a real fragile ego where they can't take criticism, where they can't stand the truth about, all of who they are, that we all have flaws, that we look at our flaws, that we take responsibility for our actions and our words. And I'm getting that person, whoever the golden child was in the family, has had it created a very skewed point of view of who they are, and it creates monsters, very fragile bullies and monsters who can't see the truth about themselves, like can't. It feels like it's based around their survival. And the black sheep, the one who was always blamed, um, feels like they learned helplessness, that there's nothing I can do. So what's the use of trying? There's nothing I can do to receive the love and care that I deserve from just being a human. And so it's also creating like learned helplessness. It doesn't matter what I do, but also this desire to prove and to get people to see the truth of who they are, that, yeah, I mess up, but I'm also pretty amazing as well. Like, so both points of view, it just feels gross. Gross is very judgmental. It just feels like a very difficult dynamic, that very black and white. You're either the black sheep of the family, or the golden child. So that's a family pattern that we're looking at today. It seems wrapped up around being a bully, because the black sheep definitely was being bullied, was the target, the scapegoat for everyone. And the golden child, it's all lies too. Like, you can't do anything wrong. It's okay. It's that person. So they learn how to never take responsibility for their behavior. And they also learn to project all negativity onto others. Oof. All right. Personal issues that we're looking at today, collective, are Four of Pentacles. Open up. Personal issues, I'm getting that you latch on, you hold on to. It feels like the insecurities, whether you have been both the golden child and the black sheep, if you resonate and recognize those perspectives, or I'm getting for either the golden child or the black sheep, that there is a holding on to that energy, holding on to that belief that that's who you are, that you will die. From a golden child's point of view, it feels like I will die if I have to face. It feels like arrested development at a very young age, never figuring out how to work with criticism, because the love in this type of family unit was very conditional on purpose. It feels like behavior modification and not a warm, loving environment. It feels very controlling. You might have been raised with, children are seen, not heard, and you're not allowed to have your emotions. Nobody was in this situation, that you have to put on a facade. Feels like this creates a lot of very unhappy, insecure people, with messed up views of what power is and how to be powerful. All right. It looks like what helped you recently realize that you might be hanging on to someone, to a situation, to an old way of being, that just ends in betrayal. It ends in a very painful ending. Nobody wins. Maybe you're holding on to a situation because this type of fabric of lessons, and the people who are engaged in this these type of activities, it creates a lot of insecurity. Everyone's insecure, even the golden child. They might be even more insecure than the victim, the people who feel very victim mentality, the black sheep. Feels like you would have still hung on to a very dissatisfying situation until there was enough pain, enough. There's something that happens, like taking it, 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 taking, and then something is bigger, more. It takes a lot to find your limits of your ability to take things, to tolerate cruel behavior. It feels like you've been through so much throughout your life that you're actually really good at and comfortable with, and not in a healthy way, but just like, yes, people, it feels like a belief that people who are close to me hurt me the most. And that's what family is. I mean, it's, instead of the people that are closest to me are my biggest supporters. They care, they want to see the best for me, and I want to see the best for them. Instead, there's allowing, it feels like this is creating an opportunity for you to love yourself and put yourself first, to manage your life, to take responsibility for who you allow in your life, who you allow access to you. Yes, these people around you created an amazing amount of betrayal. It feels like it took that much betrayal for you to wake up and be like, wow, let's look at this. This is something that's been happening my whole life. I'm ready for something new. I'm seeing this now. I'm allowing myself to see this, and I'm going to let go of this. I'm going to love myself. And I'm getting that a lot of you might have believed that this is what love is. This type of power play and dynamics and getting one over on others, and sometimes your wheel of fortune's up, and so you can poo-poo on others and get a temporary fix of feeling empowered, and others doing that to you. It feels like you are leaving all of this behind. It feels like a very powerful set of lessons that you've been going through and learning and getting curious about, then what is love? This is not love. This is a power dynamic. This is lies. This is not feeling cared for and being neglected and tolerating a lot of behavior. What is love? What is love? It feels like you are really curious. It feels like, you might have gone through, I need love, now I need someone to replace this, but it feels like you moved past that. And now you're like more in this really wonderful space where you're like, what is love? If this isn't love, what I've been practicing my whole life, then what does real love feel like? I feel like it starts here with each of us as individuals. Like, how do I love myself? What is loving myself? Is it pampering myself? Is it boosting my ego? Is it being real? Is it about taking care of myself physically, emotionally, mentally? Is it taking responsibility for where I am and where I'm going and where I am right now? This actually is very powerful, and it looks like you're you're inviting a lot of really interesting new energies to come in and learn. It feels very like curiosity, conscience. So 2 of Wands, spread your wings. Conscience, like what would you do if nobody was there to tell you what you should do? If no one knew and you could do whatever it is your conscience says, what would you do? You would take your ideas, your passions, you'd spread your wings and leave. Leave your home, leave the comfort and the safety of old ways of being. Feels like you have a very specific, like you've got some ideas that you've always wanted to try. You've got passions, you've got ideas. Now that you are, I'm getting that you might have had your whole life, like wonderful ideas and things that you would like to do. And being around people who are bully energy, they don't really care about your well-being. It's a very controlling environment where people are trying to control people and get people to either they don't care about what you want to do because it doesn't fit into what they want, or they purposely, if you find success, if you find real success, if you find real empowerment, if you find independence by following your passions and ideas, then you're no longer in this game. You're no longer available to be bullied. You're no longer available to be manipulated. And so the people around you might be dream killers. Like whenever you have an idea, they're going to knock it down. They're not going to support it in the least. They're just going to be like, They're not giving any energy at all to something that creates real confidence for yourself, real independence. I'm getting that the more you have stifled your dreams, the more you have put what you want on the back burner, that it's like your energy and what you want, you keep pulling that back and not following your dreams, not following your excitement, not following your intuition. And it's like you're pulling yourself away from who you were meant to be for a long time. And it's caused a lot of anxiety and depression and maybe insomnia. It's created a lot of trauma of not believing in yourself, not believing that not following your own dreams and hopes. We could blame the people in the environment, but really, as you're learning, the buck stops here. I need to, if I want to be myself, then I can't wait for someone else to allow me, yes, we want you to be yourself. We're going to support you being you. If you're waiting for someone else to give you the permission for you to be yourself and to do what you've always wanted to do, you're going to be waiting your whole life. That permission comes from within. Can you give yourself permission to live, to be the person you've always wanted to be, to show up as you've always wanted to be, and to follow your heart? All right. Desire, what you desire to do. Crown chakra. So crown chakra is right here. It's oftentimes I see the crown chakra as what you're tuning into. So, what are you tuning into? I'm getting that it is often difficult for you to make a choice. This feels like you've been making choices for other people, maybe most of your life. Not choices for you, but choices maybe for your partner, choices for your family, choices for your kids, and you haven't really focused on yourself. What do I want? Maybe after spending a whole life living for others approval, trying to prove yourself, trying to prove that you're worthy of love and affection, you spend so much time focusing on others instead of what you want. It feels like for some of you, it might take a while to heal and start asking yourself, like, what do I want? Who am I? What is it that I am attracted to? I'm going to take responsibility for my actions, but also my inactions. Feels like a lot of opportunity to figure out what it is that you do desire. And right now, you might do a lot of shoulder shrugging, like I'm not sure what it is that I'm wanting. Your higher self is in the energy of Two of Swords, refusing to see. What are you refusing to see? Again, I'm getting this an inability to make decisions, an inability to see the people around you, the situations you've been in. Maybe you thought that the people around you cared for you, the people around you that you were feeding their egos and lifting them up and putting so much effort into and so much of your energy into trying to please, that it feels like two sides of a coin. So it's not all this person or these people. You are a part of that. Without you in the mix, then you don't have to stay in this. There's something about staying in the fight, staying in maybe refusing, maybe there's a refusing to see your part, not as a shame or blame type of mechanism, but as that's where your power really comes from, taking back your power. Instead of being in a victim mode that this person did this to me and my family did this to me, and this is a cycle that I attract people who use and abuse me. Instead of staying in that cycle, it feels like, yes, I do now see that I attract these type of people who are bullies and who I give and give and give. I chase and chase and chase. So taking back my power, what is it that I can change? I can't change people. I can't change situations. I can't try to control that. I can try, and I might get some temporary movement, but it's never lasting. So the real empowerment is changing me by acknowledging what beliefs I am holding that that say that I'm not good enough, that the low self-esteem that says that I attract people who are cruel to me or something like that. Is that really true? I mean, it's true if I keep believing that. So it feels like an opportunity to really get to know, it feels like shadow work, being honest with yourself, and then changing, shifting, maybe doing a little bridging of perspectives, bridging of beliefs, so you can soften the belief a bit instead of people take advantage of me, say, you know, I'm taking my power back. I take responsibility for my words, my actions. I'm looking at who I'm attracted to. I'm curious about what true love is. And if I really love myself and show myself how to love and care for myself, then I will not allow people who not allow people in my energy who don't have my highest and greatest good. I'm getting, for some of you, it's hard to even imagine what that would feel like. Feels like it would be a whole new world. A whole new world. All right, your challenge right now is Ace of Pentacles, strengthening bonds. Your challenge is receiving blessings, receiving something physical, something tangible, receiving okay. All right, from your past, there's someone or possibly a couple people from your past. Feels like as I'm tuning in, it's really hard. It feels like this type of person has shown up a lot in your past and in your recent past. Someone who's really greedy and stubborn, someone who's very focused on the appearances of things and not the reality of who they are. That definitely has like a golden child, someone who's really very insecure because they need to appear a certain way. They've got a very large ego, and either a very similar energy, or this feels like it could be different people. What I'm getting is these type of energies has shown up not only in your childhood but in your recent past. Someone who is very callous, someone who lies a lot, someone who they don't have control of their emotions. They work really hard, and so they feel very closed off to their emotions, like they've closed off their heart space. They're really in this Five of Swords energy of wanting to control, to manipulate. They misuse their power. These people or this person is someone who buys affection, It's very manipulative. It feels like the culmination. They're really good at what they do. Like a lot of people wouldn't realize that they're really good at abusing people who can't sound an alarm, abusing people who are emotionally or mentally or physically unwell. And so, yeah, and what's interesting is, oh, what I'm also getting this energy, they play the victim. Wow, boy, do they play the victim. They're really the wolf in sheep's clothing. And it feels like the challenge is to, one, let this energy go and start something new, to not focus on or want to stay in this energy, but leaving it behind. Your challenge is to accept a new way of being, accept new love, accept that the belief isn't that the people closest to you hurt you. That feels like a belief, something in that neighborhood for the collective. And instead, it's I am learning how to discern, use my discernment to be attracted to and be around people who want my highest and greatest good. And how do I know that they want my highest and greatest good? I am teaching myself how to love myself, how to care for myself, how to stand up for myself, how to create strong boundaries, how to speak up for myself. It feels like you're showing up more and more as your own hero. And as you step into that, you will start seeing a reflection of the people showing up are more in line with how you treat yourself. All right. The lesson you're learning right now is observe. Looks like your lesson is seeing things from a different point of view, a broader point of view, not being so stuck in a storyline, your storyline, not being stuck in needing to tell your PR story. It feels like everybody's stuck in these cycles, these type of energies. It's very important to tell your story and get as many people on the same page. Yeah. As you stop needing to tell your story and just observe and see who's showing up, observe and see who's not showing up, observe and see how they're showing up. It feels like a lot of the people in this are in this constant state of broadcasting your point of view, your half lies, your story, needing everybody to be on your side. Um, hmm. As long as you keep playing it small and believe that you're not worthy of things going your way, the more that you refuse to turn your back on this energy, I'm not saying turn your back on all these people, but the more you keep this type of energy and participate, the harder it is to move on. The more you want truth and are willing to do your shadow work and look at your part and see everybody as clearly as possible, then it keeps you in this situation. But once you see things, it's hard to unsee, and you start healing. Your advice, your advice right now is Six of Wands. Believe and succeed. Your advice is to allow victory, allow success. Feels very public. Instead of, it feels like a real success instead of a PR campaign to get everybody to see how someone or a situation, how they wronged you. The more you are able to say, all right, I now see this person and this situation clearly. Clearly it's not for my highest and greatest good. What is it that attracted me to this, or what kept me staying in this situation? At some point it was good and then something shifted. What is it about my belief system that said that I should tolerate that, or that it's okay? Right now, you might be feeling discouraged and disconnected, feeling a little insecure. Feels like there's something going on in your environment that could possibly, if you're working on through your old belief system, it's like, see what I mean? Nothing goes right for me. It feels like you could dive into that, but you have an opportunity to be like, to tune into your higher self, to let old ways of seeing and believing things go. If you have the belief that everything that happens for your highest and greatest good, then something that appears on the surface that it's something that's not working out for me, you could say, well, if I have the belief that everything that happens for my highest and greatest good, then I'm just not able, I can't see far enough. This feels like a situation that is not going for me. But what if something is being cleared so something even better can come in? When I have these type of energies that I'm looking at, I think of like a toddler that's very in their emotions, and they're like, I want a cookie, I want a cookie, I want a cookie now, and it's bad, and you're not allowing them to have a cookie. And there's no way to explain to that very over emotional toddler mind that, right, but there's a birthday party that you're going to in a couple of hours, and you're going to have plenty of cake and ice cream and things you want. Something even better than a cookie is coming around the pike, but you can't explain it to that toddler. And I feel like a lot of times the way I'm seeing things in life are from that limited kind of toddler. It feels bad in the moment. It feels like I'm not getting my way in the moment, and I'm very upset. What I'm getting is whatever is happening and what you've gone through is readying you for becoming more conscious, more aware, leveling up. So something much, much better could come through. As you release this energy, as you release people who still are in this energy, You are clearing the way for wonderful new opportunities, wonderful new reflections of the new you. So, all right, collective, I hope this was helpful. Thank you for watching. Bye.